President Trump says he is calling off what he says was a previously expected second wave of attacks against Venezuela. Writing online this morning, he said the U.S. and Venezuela are working well together. Diplomats from both countries said from the country's capital today they're exploring the possibility of restoring diplomatic relations. This comes after Venezuela began releasing some political prisoners. NPR's Ader Peralta reports the government said it was a show of goodwill.
The president of the National Assembly, Jorge Rodriguez, announced Venezuela would release an unknown number of political prisoners as a, quote, gesture to seek peace. As soon as the news began to circulate, family members began gathering outside the notorious El Yocoide prison in Caracas. By late evening, some prisoners, including a former presidential candidate, started to be released. They were received by families with hugs and tears. Ader Peralta, NPR News, Cúcuta, Colombia.
According to a new Reuters Ipsos poll, 72% of those surveyed worried that the U.S. will become too involved in Venezuela. Here's Trump speaking to Fox News Channel's Sean Hannity.
It's going to take a while to do. We have to rebuild the country. They couldn't have an election. They wouldn't even know how to have an election right now. The country's become third world, and they wouldn't know how to have an election right now. We're going to rebuild the oil and the oil infrastructure. We'll be in charge of it.
President Trump met with oil executives today at the White House. He says oil companies will go back into Venezuela and spend at least $100 billion there to rebuild the country's oil infrastructure. However, it's not yet clear if the executives are willing to commit their company's money to investments in a country acutely unstable, economically and politically. The meeting comes after the U.S. seized another tanker ship today, the third this week and the fifth over the last month. Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem says it was suspected of carrying sanctioned oil from Venezuela. I'm Rylan Barton, NPR News. For more of today's news, be sure to like and follow us or check out NPR News Now wherever you listen to podcasts.